Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today it's the beginning of November 2020, and so in the US, the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale is off and running. My understanding is that will last until November 30th. So we have till the end of the month. So those who are able to enjoy the sale, please do. Please enjoy it, and I hope you find all the titles you are looking for. And for anyone else who may be in a similar boat as I, namely one who is not able necessarily to take part in that sale, still, I know that there are many other options out there, other sellers, other places to go. So I hope that during this month and beyond, wherever you are in the world, you are able to find the titles that you are seeking. So warm regards to all, and best of luck. Also, in case you are interested, I have, just in case, I have, over the course of this year, starting at January 2020, I have actually been going through each of the Criterion Collection new releases as they have been arriving at my doorstep, more or less. And so as of now, I am almost up to date with all of the Criterion current releases. I'm not quite there yet, but that's due to a little bit of a time delay on my end. But I am, the last video I uploaded in this line of videos is in fact the film The Elephant Man, or a video talking about the Criterion Collection release of The Elephant Man. And so those are all in one playlist. And so if you are interested, please feel free to take a look at the playlist, and which I'll leave below in a link. As well as there will be separate playlists for the Bruce Lee box set discussion videos, as well as the ongoing video discussions of the Varda set. And so there are also some separate sub-playlists there. So just in case if you're interested, I'll leave those there. And the like. There were a lot of great titles that were released by Criterion this year, and so it's been a great pleasure and honor for me to be able to just explore those in my own way. And so I can't stress enough just how great I think the year has been in terms of the types of films that Criterion was able to release in its release schedule for physical media this year. I mean, of course, there are criticisms that can be made, and where I felt necessary, I've tried to address those to the extent I'm able to in those videos. But I think for the most part, there has been a real wonderful breadth of discovery as well as treasure in the films and the works that have been released so far in 2020. And it's not quite over yet, as well as we know. So we still have a few great things, many great things, in fact, in store for us between now and the end of the year, which I'm looking forward to myself. I do, in fact, plan to have a sort of end of the year wrap up, I suppose, for those who might be interested in what I might have to say about that. If you don't have any interest in that, that's okay as well. But I do plan to try to talk a little bit about what my favorites are from the year, and I'll do that maybe in December. But if I had to, I haven't decided definitively as of this point in time, but if I had to choose a couple or a few, I would say just off the top of my head. And again, this is merely from feeling at the moment. There were some great releases that I really loved. And if you are interested in considering those, say, for example, in the Barnes & Noble sale, they might be worth considering at the very least. So, for example, Beau Travail, the Claire Denis film Beau Travail, that is really great to have, and the Criterion Collection did some really interesting things with their release. Also, if you are in the neighborhood of Beau Travail, then you might be interested also in the earlier Criterion release this year of Le Petit Soldat, the Godard film. And those of you who know those films know that there is a kind of spiritual connection between those two films. So in fact, I think having both films would be so advantageous. So Le Petit Soldat and Beau Travail. So these were two releases from this year. Le Petit Soldat was somewhat earlier in the year, in fact. as well as films like Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I spoke about this, and the Criterion release was the first time I was able to watch the film proper. So I was quite emotionally overwhelmed by the experience. So much so that I think those feelings of emotion are still lingering inside me. So I think it's a very powerful work, and it's really lovely to see that appear on Criterion the way it did. I'm looking at the list now, and I have to stop myself because I'm just going to maybe talk about all of them right now, which is probably not the best use of time. So I spoke recently about The Elephant Man. Very recently, and I think that is it's a very emotionally powerful work from the great David Lynch, of course, and Mel Brooks, and produced Jonathan Sanger, and makeup by Christopher Tucker, and starring John Hurt, Anthony Hopkins, John Gielgud, and so this and others, of course, Wendy Hiller, and this is all, and that release is packed with a lot of supplements, and that release, I think, has a lot of David Lynch's voice included in, especially in the supplements, Room to Dream, etc. So I think that's it's really worthwhile to check out. It's a Blu-ray, of course, and I've spoken a little bit about the Blu-ray 4K. I don't want to call it issue, but at the 4K discussion point, shall we say? And so, for me, for my money, I love the release, and I think it's absolutely splendid, and I'm 100% behind it. So that's The Elephant Man, and also the Bruce Lee box set as well. I thought the Bruce Lee box set was really stunning and amazing for a number of reasons, which I spoke about specifically in those videos. And I seem to recall, not seem to, but I know also specifically that the what do you call it? The Enter the Dragon. Excuse me. Pardon me for my lapse there. But Enter the Dragon is a great release from Criterion for a number of specific reasons that I spoke about in that video. So it's a great set. It's a really great set. One of my favorites. So that's worth checking out. Speaking of box sets, of course, the Varda set. I'm still working through those videos, although I have already myself personally watched the box set all the way through, and I think it is essential. It's essential. So I'm looking forward to continuing those videos. As well, speaking of essential box sets, also the WCP, the Martin Scorsese World Cinema Project No. 3 set, is also essential. And I've spoken about that. I might still be in a kind of afterglow in terms of my recent experience with the film, with the box set, because I just finished it maybe a few weeks ago, to be perfectly honest. That being said, it still resonates. Each of those films is it's a discovery, and it's extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. So great. And I'm neglecting other films, perhaps maybe especially from early in the year. Teorema, the Pasolini work. Wow, that was great to have. The Zeman films, of course, the great works of Karel Zeman, of course, that was really great to have. Paris is Burning, what an essential work, still so filled with energy and emotion and heart and honesty to this very day. Great. A Failsafe, the Sidney Lumet film, what a tense thriller that is. Scorsese shorts, of course. Husbands, the Cassavetes film, Husbands, that was great to have. The great and powerful work, Bamboozled, Spike Lee's work, Bamboozled, that is very, very powerful and very clever. And it has a lot of layers to it that it has a real force of filmmaking behind it, and it also has some really clever satirical points along the way. So yeah, that's Bamboozled. And my goodness, Grand Budapest Hotel, what a great release that was. Such a great emotional, fun film. And The Prince of Tides too. The Prince of Tides, that is the Barbra Streisand film, and it's got a great and actually deep history in terms of Criterion Collection collecting and Laserdiscs, for those who know. So that's continuing on the collecting tradition, as it were, as well as being a really interesting release. That is a fascinating release in and of itself. So I think I spoke about that in the video to the extent I was able to. And Come and See, of course, the brilliant and devastating work Come and See. Really, that was another great release to have by Criterion. Another great one was Christ Stopped at Eboli. What a great, almost historic release from Criterion, because of the fact it was the full-length version that we were getting on Blu-ray with English subtitles, and so that was that's something to celebrate as well. So many points here to celebrate, I think, in terms of film love, and so I've mentioned only a few. And so if you're interested in more, you can check out that playlist, and which is going to be down below. And so I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy your Criterion Collection journeys for those who are currently engaged in such. And if you are trying to get new titles this month, Barnes & Noble or elsewhere, best of luck to you, my friends. I hope you find what it is you are looking for. And please enjoy the time. You deserve it, my friends. Truly, you deserve it. So anyway, so that's it for now. And so until we meet again, please be happy and healthy and well, and please keep on watching a lot of great movies. Thank you so much for your time, as always, and cheers.